In the extensive catalog of military vehicles throughout history, amidst the thunderous roars of tanks and the piercing whine of fighter jets, there exists an unlikely hero, the Vespa 150 TAP. Picture this: a scooter armed with a recoilless rifle, tearing through the rugged terrain of battlefields with the agility of a motorbike and the firepower of an anti tank unit. And this thing isn't a fake either. It's as real as any famous machine of war. Except the Vespa 150 is a pint sized powerhouse that defied expectations and redefined the meaning of mobility in warfare. Strap in because we're about to embark on a roller coaster ride through the fascinating world of military innovation, where two wheels meet firepower in the most unexpected of ways. The TAP was born out of a collaboration between the Italian manufacturer Piaggio and the French military in the late 1950s. At the time, Europe was still reeling from the aftermath of World War II, and military strategists were exploring innovative ways to enhance mobility and firepower for their forces. The Vespa scooter, renowned for its lightweight construction and maneuverability, caught the attention of French military officials. The design of the TAP was tailored to meet the specific needs of airborne troops. It was equipped with a potent armament. Now, I don't know if you can see its hidden weaponry, so I'll give you a second. And if you didn't find it, it is right here. A modified version of the M20 75mm recoilless rifle, mounted along the center line of the scooter. Additionally, the TAP featured reinforced suspension, a robust frame, and a rugged build to withstand the rigors of combat operations. Now, to those viewers who don't know what a recoilless rifle is, let me give you a brief rundown on why this massive gun in comparison to the Vespa is not as crazy as it would seem at first. At its core, a recoilless rifle operates on the principle of Newton's third law of motion, which states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. When the rifle fires a projectile, an equal amount of force is generated in the opposite direction, causing the weapon to recoil. To counteract the recoil, recoilless rifles are designed with special features. They typically have a vented barrel and an open breech at the rear. As the projectile is propelled forward, a portion of the high pressurized gases generated by the propellant is diverted out of the rear of the weapon. The diverted gases exit the rear of the rifle at high velocity, creating a jet of gas that counteracts the recoil force. This jet effect effectively cancels out a significant portion of the recoil, allowing the weapon to be fired without excessive backwards movement. The design of recoilless rifles involves a delicate balancing act between maximizing the recoil reducing effects of the gas venting and maintaining sufficient muzzle velocity and projectile stability for effective firing. Now that you got all of that, let's get back to the funny bazooka bike. The TAP found its niche as a versatile asset for airborne and special forces units. Its compact size and agility made it ideal for reconnaissance missions, patrols, and rapid deployment scenarios. The scooter's ability to traverse rough terrain and narrow urban streets gave it a significant tactical advantage, allowing troops to navigate swiftly and discreetly in various environments. The scooters would be parachute dropped in pairs, accompanied by a two-man team. The gun was carried on one scooter, while the ammunition was loaded on the other. Due to the lack of any kind of aiming devices, the recoilless rifle was never designed to be fired from the scooter. The gun was mounted on a M1917 Browning machine gun tripod, which was also carried by the scooter before being fired. However, in an emergency, it could be fired while in the frame, and while the scooter was moving. One notable deployment of the Vespa 150 TAP occurred during the Algerian War in 1960, where French paratroopers utilized the scooters for reconnaissance and hit-and-run attacks against insurgent forces. The lightweight and portable nature of the TAP enabled airborne French units to deploy quickly behind enemy lines, providing crucial fire support when needed. In the field, troops often improvised modifications to enhance the TAP's performance and survivability. From improvised armor plating to creative storage solutions for ammunition and supplies, these adaptations reflected some of the shortcomings of the vehicle. But, being such a small package, especially when compared to larger armored vehicles, the TAP was relatively inexpensive to manufacture and maintain. At the time, a Vespa 150 scooter was only around $500 USD, and there was an abundance of M20 recoilless rifles in reserve. Its simple mechanical design and reliance on readily available components made it a cost effective option for military procurement. Now, there are many reasons as to why the TAP did not end up being a long term design, and why we don't see anti tank motorcycles to this very day. Because one glaring issue is the scooter offered very minimal protection to its riders, leaving them vulnerable to small arms fire and shrapnel. In combat situations, the lack of armor made troops susceptible to casualties, undermining the vehicle's utility in high threat environments. The TAP's mechanical reliability was also not always consistent, especially under the demanding conditions of combat operations. On top of that, dropping a motorized scooter from an airplane wasn't always the most accurate or delicate way of getting a unit on the ground. Breakdowns and maintenance issues could compromise the vehicle's availability and operational readiness, diminishing its effectiveness on the battlefield, effectively making the scooter more of a liability for the anti tank unit rather than an asset. As military technology advanced, the Vespa 150 TAP became increasingly obsolete in the face of more sophisticated armored vehicles and anti tank weapons. Its limited firepower and vulnerability to modern threats rendered it less viable for contemporary warfare scenarios. Nowadays, you can just carry a relatively smaller weapon, like an RPG for example, and you don't have to design a vehicle around the weapon itself. Although the Vespa scooter, including its military variant, has achieved iconic status in popular culture, symbolizing freedom, mobility, and adventure, the image of the Vespa 150 TAP evokes nostalgia for a bygone era of post war optimism and exploration. So, who knows? I've seen some pretty crazy technicals come out of the Middle East, so we could very well see a Vespa used in combat again. Anyways, overall, the TAP stands as a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of military designers, even in the face of inherent challenges and limitations. While it may not have achieved widespread success or enduring popularity, the TAP embodies the spirit of experimentation and unconventional thinking that drives military innovation. It represents a bold attempt to reimagine the concept of mobility and firepower, combining the agility of a scooter with the punch of a recoilless rifle. While the Vespa may not have achieved widespread acclaim or revolutionized military doctrine, its legacy endures as a symbol of creative problem solving and outside the box thinking. Moreover, the TAP serves as a reminder that failure is often an integral part of innovation. By pushing the boundaries of conventional wisdom and embracing risk, designers and engineers paved the way for breakthroughs that shaped the future of warfare. The strange little vehicle may not have worked as well as intended, but wacky designs like this continue to inspire military thinkers to push the envelope and explore new possibilities in pursuit of military superiority. In the ever evolving landscape of warfare, the legacy of the Vespa 150 TAP serves as a testament to the enduring quest for innovation and excellence in military technology, even if it was just a little bike with a big gun. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. While you're down there, consider leaving a like or even subscribing, as it really helps the almighty YouTube algorithm show my content to others. Speaking of content, you can find more of mine above if you would like to check it out, and if not, then once again, I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for the next video, whenever that may be.